Woo! Welcome everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another Sculpt and Chill. So same as always. No big plan for today. I think instead of starting with a head or a sphere, I actually start with this kind of full body mesh we have here inside of ZBrush. Just to have something different to start from. Ah. I took the day a little slower, but I'm so looking forward to this sculpt. This like a quality time with myself. All right. So let's activate Sculptress Pro here. I think let's delete lower subdivisions. I think I actually don't need eyes this time, and probably also not the full body. Let's just get rid of some stuff. Just making decisions. I always enjoy when this journey begins, not knowing where it will lead, just pushing and pulling. I mean, last time we did, I think the artwork that kind of started with a bird skull. I really liked that. And I really loved that kind of nature vibe that I also kind of took into the next artwork I did. Hey Aliona, welcome. Hope you had a good start into the new week. Hope you had some time and some fun on your homework from the academy. Hey Christian, welcome. Nice to see you on this beautiful Wednesday. I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm really looking forward to the sculpt. Like I had like lots of little things to do today. So now finally being able to just hang out with you guys and sculpt a little is something I was already looking forward to. So how was your week so far? I'll just close the mouth here so I can Dynamesh and then it merges everything together because we have this kind of inside mouth area that I want to get rid of. So let's just Dynamesh. Whoop, that's too low. Still too low. Let's go higher. The Dynamesh resolution is also pretty much dependent on the scale, on the like overall scale of your project. So I think that's fine. Let's have a look at what the scale actually says here. Under export, it's very big. Okay. What about the geometry? Could be bigger. Let's just put it to 1, you know. Position slightly off. Let's just put everything to 0. Vector Sash, welcome. Yeah, quite a big difference actually. I mean, yes, Dynamesh puts this like overall grid on top of like your whole model. And it's mostly quads, but you also have lots of tries in there. This kind of mode started that when you know, in the previous or like earlier versions of ZBrush, when you sculpted something, your polygons got like more and more distorted. So when you sculpted in this area, you didn't have like enough topology to actually model, you know, because all these polygons were so distorted. So what you could do is just Dynamesh again, and then have like more polygons to work with. The Z remesher is supposed to help you that once you're finished with like your overall, you know, direction of where you're taking the sculpt or model or character, whatever you're doing, that you actually create like a low poly version of what comes on top. And the Z remesher is quite flexible. It creates quad topology. It creates polygon loops around like open edges and stuff. So this is really for like a clean low topo version, because like workflow wise, what you do is later on, you would probably project like all your sculpted information onto a lower topology mesh. And that's what the Z remesher is for. Stuff like Dynamesh and Sculptris Pro is more like workflow oriented and should help you just, you know, create and not worry about technicalities. So that's, I think, essentially like the big difference between the two. Let's activate Sculptris Pro here again. I just really like modeling with this feature. Understood. Very, very helpful explanation. Thank you. You're very welcome. You know, I think when you start ZBrush, I think it's very important to understand what like all these little things really mean and what they really do behind the scenes. I mean, yeah, you can just sculpt here and use Dynamesh over and over, but you know, understanding what happens with the mesh when you do certain operations and stuff, I think is very, very important. Okay, I don't want to like spend too much time on her face right now. I just want to have fun and see what I can come up with today. I kind of like this idea of this kind of skull or bird skull we had last time. I want to kind of stick to that and do something like nature inspired. Again, not really having like a big idea or concept in mind, just like an overall like rough direction to go into. So yeah, let's just create some new objects to have some more shapes to play with. Maybe something that could be cloth or a garment, you know, for her. And then let's introduce some subcolor, not too much. I think it just always helps, you know. An elf from Lord of the Rings. Hey, Steven. I watched the first 2 episodes of The Rings of Power, and I heard that it got like a lot of hate. Probably like for all the hardcore fans, maybe. I don't know. But I think it was really cool. I really liked it. Yeah, who knows? Maybe some kind of elf. Definitely want to do something with like nature inspired. Maybe sculpting like some abstract little birds or so later on. I don't know. I literally don't know right now. But this is like all the brief I'm willing to do right now. So like the rest should be like very, very open. The episodes were lit? Yeah, I think so too. I also like them. I also really like the actors. I think they did a terrific job. But yeah, let's not talk too much about that. Maybe some people haven't seen it. I met some friends on the weekend, and when I said I watched it, they immediately looked at me and said, like, you know, don't like spoiler. Don't talk about it. We want to watch it. Some people might not have seen it. And I know it's hard. I remember the time when everybody was watching like Game of Thrones, right? And it was so hard not to, uh, yeah, not to talk about it. Everybody was kind of at it. It was kind of weird. You couldn't run from it, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Maybe this is actually like antlers or so. I don't know. But I really like this kind of push and pull. Let's see. Let's see what feels good. The problem with that is that now she looks like too much like a demon or so. And I don't want that, so yeah, I think I will delete it right away because this is not a direction I want to go into. Or maybe maybe auto groups to just get rid of like some parts. And then like these horns. I just want to have something to work with on the head. Okay. Maybe I should also split like the head parts. So let's do an auto groups again. Then isolate this one and split. Nice. Okay. So this still actually looks funny, like a little platform. Maybe the birds could sit on a kind of platform, like a, I don't know if it's a nest or. Let's also make a copy of her head. I want to have a mask, but this time like covering the eyes. So for the last time, I think I always kept the eyes. So let's cover the eyes this time. So I just duplicated this whole thing. Let's inflate it a bit, not too much. And then we can get rid of everything below here, let's say, for now. Delete hidden, close holes. I have to say it. Yes. I will save now. Thanks. It's like the 3 rules. Always save, drink a lot of water, and do some stretches in between. Okay, let's save it. Let's see. Stream. Let's be very, very creative and call it birds. Birds, birds, birds. Okay. Here we go. With a saved file. Feels so much better. Okay. I like the... Is that... Do we spare this part out like a helmet? I actually like that it's covered. I like that the ears are covered. I think that looks really cool. We can play with that. Let's make this a little bigger, give it some more volume. Okay, so Do we want to keep this kind of eye area? I don't know. I think a lot of the expression comes from this part, right? We don't have to keep it. We could keep it like without eyes. Or some kind of detail inside here. This looks very hypnotic. And very similar to what we had last time. So let's abandon that. I don't want her to look bad or evil or anything. So more like open. Maybe even make this area even bigger. I'm kind of hesitant right now. But I shouldn't be, so I'm just switching to another area. So somebody said elf? I actually want the ears like a little... I can imagine that we have like some details. Like some earrings or so later on. So they should be... Yeah, it looks better. I like it. I like it. Also, her whole body is like quite dominant right now. There's still like so much stuff. Let me split those. Split hidden. Okay. Still don't know where this is headed. But especially when everything has such low topology and it's more about like these big shapes, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Whoops. When I definitely want her to have hair. So let's append a sphere and give that some color, to also have some color in the scene. I don't know, I think it always feels better when you have like some kind of color in your scene. And I'm trying to introduce that like as early as possible, so maybe a little more orange. Yeah, and I just love like orange and yellow just goes so well with gray. I feel everything goes well with gray probably, but I really especially like personally favor orange and yellow with gray. I don't know why. Continue these things on her body, like ribs or something? Oh yeah, maybe. Sit! Welcome! Happy Wednesday. How long have you been sculpting? Woo! Oh, good question. I think I started sculpting when I was studying. So that was 8 years ago. I basically did it like from my dorm. But then there was like a huge break because I was still studying, right? So I was very, very busy with like all my student projects. And then when I started working, it was also like I was working more with like Cinema4D and was more graphic design based. So I didn't sculpt for a very long time. I think that was like a break of a few years, 2-3 years. I barely sculpted. But then I picked it up for myself, you know, from like one of my first when I got like money for the first time. I bought ZBrush for myself. And that was probably 6 years ago or so. Maybe more. I think it was like after this kind of little break. Ki Wang, hi Nux. Hey, nice to have you here. Glad to see your workflow and skills. Happy to have you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is the Sculpt and Chill, where you can ask me anything. Let's duplicate the hair and mirror it. So good, so far so good. But then let's change this a little. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to look like hair. I'm just worrying about like these bigger shapes right now. And like introducing some color into the scene. That's all I want. I really like when you can still make like all these changes like super fast. It's just amazing. It's super fun. Maybe even more hair, let's see. Or if it becomes like too much and too distracting. I'm trying to move from Rhino to Blender for my own enjoyment, but for some reason I can't get the workflow right. I studied industrial design, so I know where you're coming from. CAD workflow and polygon modeling workflow is completely different. They both have like their advantages and disadvantages. And in CAD, I feel like you plan way more ahead. You know, everything is kind of math-based and equation-based, but a lot of stuff is easier to do, right? For example, like all these Boolean operations just work so well. So that's quite hard to do, especially to get this kind of clean finish that you can get in CAD. Okay, let's do the same for a hair on this side. Just control and dragging to duplicate it. And a big brush for big changes. Oh yes. I think you just have to, when you come from CAD, you have this kind of problem that it's a kind of glass half full, half empty thing, right? You've already learned stuff, and now it's time for you to forget what you've learned, because what you're about to learn is very different. It's a different workflow, different pros and cons, and it doesn't help you to compare them all the time. I think what you learn or get from it is like this kind of spatial awareness and thinking in 3D. I think this helps. Yeah, just embrace the fact that this is something like completely new. Okay, enough with the hair for now. And now I kind of don't like the shape we have inside, to be honest. Maybe make it like much smaller. Is it still necessary? I don't know. Maybe we come back later. And now that I have like this yellow, I feel like we have to have some yellow on top. I don't know if it's also like her hair that we can see. But I just feel like, you know, that something up here could look quite cool, composition-wise, I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I'm formatted to think so far ahead and to be specific with each step. Yes. And that can be, that becomes a strength later on. Because you also plan ahead in like polygon modeling and stuff, just in a different way. And maybe also at a different time. Okay, let's get this back. Give it the same feel of the hair. I mean, I thought it could look very funny. If she has this on top, but Suit, why does it treat it like so differently, even though I'm working in symmetry? It is in symmetry, right? Yeah, it looks like a mohawk or something. But I'm trying to I like this kind of triangle shape we're getting. Now here. Sometimes I just draw over my stuff to understand what I actually do. And if it makes sense or looks good. But I will try what you said. Let's try to give it some kind of hair texture. Maybe for that we also have to push it forward a little bit. And then we maybe go up symmetry here. A little bit. All right. I think that's it for now. That kind of looks funny. But I like it. All right. Let's get back to the head. I still like this kind of bird idea. So maybe they are actually sitting on top here or something. So this could be some kind of tree. Maybe. Yeah, you like it too? Okay. It could be fun. Let's just indicate like a little bit like stylized that this is like bark or something. I know, it's like some little thingies. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Making sounds always helps. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, 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 okay. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Give the horns more branch, maybe like a moth. What do you mean? Can you explain that to me? I actually like this look. This looks like a little like a crown or so. Maybe we can use that somehow. Then maybe have some leaves, more branches. Let's go back to her mask for now. Now that we have the hair on top, I feel like we have to do something here. I just see like messages getting deleted. Somebody's trying to share a link or something. Or some weird copy paste stuff. Okay, but now I like the upper part of it, but the bottom part looks more like a priest or something. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it helps if I make it like a little slimmer. Like so. Maybe that stuff comes to the front again. Whoops. Now this looks weird. I think to understand this better, it might help to actually introduce some leaves or maybe do like a little abstract bird that sits on top. So let's do that really quick because it kind of sounds weird, but I want to try it. I really want to try it. Okay. Some more water. Ah. Okay, so let's add another sphere. And turn this into some kind of bird. It was a link for a skull pick. Ah, I see. Yeah, I think I have this kind of bot that does like some basic moderation work, because I feel like when you still have like a small channel, it's very easy for people like, you know, to post weird links and stuff without you seeing it. So that's why I have it in place. But I can Google a moose skull. Definitely some awesome stuff right away. I just love skulls, just look super weird and awesome, right? Super captivating somehow. Crazy. And yeah, I like how they branch out. You're absolutely right. This looks amazing. So let's see. What if I think we just sculpt this like little mini bird in symmetry here. I could look at reference, but I kind of want to avoid it. Because when it's about like more surreal or abstract stuff, I kind of like to see just what my brain does, you know? Because I want it to be weird. I don't want to plan like too much. And when it comes to like birds and beaks and stuff, there's so many different they come in all shapes and colors and everything, right? It's crazy. Whoops. Yeah, of course, no eyes. Pink flamingo, eh? I don't know. No, I don't want it to be like a specific bird. I think we can also get rid of this like bottom part here. Let's push that in. All right, all right, all right. That's good for now. Maybe let's color the beak a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. I can just paint on top, right? Paint, pick like a brighter color. Don't have to be like too specific here. Just think it's nice if it stands out a bit. All right. I think that's good. Okay, looks kind of funny already. So let's see. I want it to sit somehow. So the weight of the body is like a little bottom. And maybe the wings kind of go up like so. I like that. So what was this brush called again? Brush, some kind of curve. I don't use it often. Is it the curved surface? Or curved tri-fill? I think it's a curved tri-fill, right? Yes. Nice. That looks good. Maybe even a little thinner. Even more. Okay. And I think we should color these, of course, yellow. Add some curvature. Okay. I could retopo that later in cinema or something. I just want to have something to play with. I think I even duplicate it. Something like that. Okay. Leave the wing floating? You mean completely floating? Floating? Now they're still attached. Let's split this part for now. I'm not sure yet. Kind of like the kind of sculpture vibe it has right now. Let's merge it back together. I feel like I already spent too much time on this. It's probably exaggerated. It's not that much. And then place it somewhere. I have no clue if this works. Nice bird. I'm happy you like it. I think this has to be like a little more curved here. I think it's good for now. Or this upper part feels like so big. Maybe making it like a little bit smaller. Okay. Enough, Nick. Place it somewhere. It already looks funny. Okay. What if they actually sit here? And then this has to be like a little more curved so it does not interfere with each other. I could probably get rid of this middle part. Actually just want this to be like branches or so. It will be without eyes? I think so, yeah. I kind of like it without eyes right now. But maybe, I mean, the mask can have expression, right? Maybe we paint something on the mask itself. Oh, it looks like a fly. Why are you asking about the eyes? What was your idea? I thought her birds will be the eyes. Ah, yes. Yes, I like that idea. She will have no eyes. I don't even know if I want to keep this eye shape. Ah. All right. Kind of interesting already. What about these birds? What if we duplicate them, make them much smaller? It's probably too much, especially with symmetry. Or we just mask one and then move one up. So it actually sits on the branch, just minding their own business. I feel like this is too repetitive. And if I want other birds, they have to have their own kind of shape. Maybe they can be even simpler. Let me just take this like one piece here. Auto groups. I just want this kind of one wing, you know? Whoops. Maybe it's not yellow. We're creating quite a weird tree thingy. Or tiara, or I don't know. Let's just stick with that for now and not overthink. Maybe some off symmetry stuff. Kind of like that. Whoops. Oh, what am I getting myself into? This gets more and more complex. Whoops. Okay, what did I do? It's still here. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the stuff I do is like so automated and I don't think about it. And then you kind of press buttons too fast. Let's just see. Maybe in auto groups. I just want to pick this one. This doesn't feel right. Maybe mirror it. Spending too much time on just this little part here, so I will just leave it like that for now. I feel like losing time on something that I will not keep in the end. All right, let's jump to the mask again. But I really like the birds. I really like the birds. This is definitely something I will explore more. Ah, I need more water. I drink a lot of water. Woo! An hour has already passed. Didn't feel like it. I think today I will focus on just ZBrush, because it would take too much time away, you know, to get into cinema and render this. I feel, but let's see. Let's see how it goes. Maybe overall like 3 is too much and I should get rid of one of these. Yeah, let's get rid of this one and move the other one over. Something like that. Okay. Split. Okay, Ice. I tried to deal with you several times. What do we do here? Do we keep this area? I am not sure. Interesting stream. I'd have to go English class. Have fun with the English class. And see you later. Bye. Oh, I like that one. Whoop. Still don't know about the eyes. Be something like that. Kind of trapped. Feels like a prison, right? Or like a real helmet. Feels too much mech-like as well. I don't want that here. Still trying to figure out what I'll do here. F-Tab, welcome. And thanks for the subscription. How are you, mate? Or did you just leave and then subscribe? Did you come here without saying anything? Because that name is so unique. I remember that one. Maybe I shouldn't even try, you know, to make this area anything like eyes. Like no visor, no nothing, no part for the nose, you know, all this. And not treat it like a face at all. Yeah, see you next time. Give the mask a feeling that it was wrapped by an animal or something, like the eyes. Oof. Good idea. But this would be too dark, I feel, for what I want to do. I like this kind of surreal vibe, but I want to keep it like close to nature. And I know it looks very dark right now. But do I go with that because she's blind? Maybe it's not bad. There's nothing decided here, so maybe you're right. Maybe it's a good idea to try. Happy to see you doing great. Yeah, again, the first half of the year was chaos. But much better now. Since I'm back to art, I feel like everything has fallen into place again. Really weird. I definitely needed that. How are you? So maybe off symmetry here. And then like scratches. Dude, I like that. I think it looks quite interesting. But let's see how we can incorporate that. And that's probably something we should do at the end of it, right? Because now everything could become like too bumpy, and I think I have to polish the whole mask first, come up with a good design, and then maybe do like these scratches on top. If that's what you meant, maybe I understood you wrong, but yeah, like she was attacked. Yeah, I kind of like what it does to the shadows here, right? To have like these super nice shadows and reflections because of these scratches. So that's kind of nice, but I will go back. Sorry. Maybe even much more back. To have like a more polished version again. I think I have to figure out the design, and then in the end I could come up, or I could do these scratches or something. But before that, the mask itself has to look good. I don't know. If I take stuff like that too far, like with scratches everywhere and stuff, it takes away too much attention, and I don't want this to feel like game art or game character. The kind of vibe that the birds have, this kind of surreal vibe, I want to keep that all over the characters. Um, but that's personal choice. And maybe I'm overthinking. Yeah, again, you can share links here. I have like a little bot prevents that. I need to go to the toilet really quick. So I'll be right back. Okay. I felt like after the birds, I was a little stuck. So let's push this further. I don't know, F-Tab, if you're still there. Because your message got deleted by the bot. But yeah, it just prevents links from being posted, I think. Okay. I felt like I was way too cautious, like the nest and everything. I think this whole headpiece can become really crazy because I like the fact that there's not too much happening on the mask itself and keeping that quite clean. But because of that, I feel like we can push the mask like a lot. Like a lot. Yes, yes, yes. That goes into a good direction, I feel. Let's just copy this one, but create a completely different kind of branch. I really like this little negative space here. And now that it appears like the branch is kind of holding or kind of supporting this kind of top structure here. Let's make another one. I really like this. Okay. Let's change the angle on that one drastically. I think that's good for now. But I actually like this shape more. Especially from the front. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Whoops. All right. Auto groups. Let's kind of duplicate this and use it for the upper part as well. Oh, what did I do wrong? Why is it not visible? It's masked. It was masked. Ah. Woo! Yeah, now I feel like her armor is like way too heavy. Feel like we're onto something here. Now this looks like a cool dress or something. And if I render it later, you know, I want to have something that kind of prevents her from just floating. Because I could zoom out, but I think I want to zoom in to like show more of like this headpiece. So maybe her having some kind of coat is not a bad idea. Yeah, I think that works kind of well. Yeah. I keep that for now. Okay. Woo! I feel like I took quite a while to get here. And this still feels early stage, but I like it a lot. And that's the most important part. Okay. So I think what would like lighten the mood a little bit, because it still feels very dark, is some little leaves. So let's create a leaf very fast. And create a very simple insert brush. I don't know, something like this. Shoop. Ooh, haven't created an insert brush in a very long time. Does it take color as well? Let's try. Let's see. I'm not looking for like a realistic looking leaf here. Just something with an interesting shape. Okay, that's good for now. How was it? Brush, or actually from the brush palette, right? Create insert mesh. And new. Oh! Ah! Shit. So let's hope we have a good autosave. Damn it. I had this some time ago when creating a brush, but this shouldn't happen, right? Ah. Let's try it again. Yes, yes, I see, I see. CPR. Okay. So let's try it again. Am I doing something wrong? But even if I'm doing something wrong, it should not just terminate the whole thing, right? But the first thing I should do, kind of weird that it still mentions the guy. Because there's a model I used when I started, right? Here. And it still gives credit every time I save. Works as a good reminder. All right, so let's just save this file before like any more experiments here. Recover tool, so far so good. And let's try this again, now with the brush active. Ah, I see. I had the transpose tool active, and when I had the transpose tool active and then created a brush, it crashed. Hmm. Hmm. Why is that moving to the side? This is some weird stuff, but hey. A lot of roads lead to Rome. Can give that some curve. I also feel like placing leaves or something is definitely easier to do in Cinema 4D, at least for me, with like the cool placing tools they have. Okay. But yeah, overall, still like the direction. And I'm drinking so much water today. Damn. I'll be back in a second. I need more water. Ah, okay. Yeah, let's isolate that. And split hidden. Okay. Whew. All right. Back at the headpiece that I feel like I started 10 times today and was never really satisfied. I don't know why. I try to make it work with like the eyes and everything, but I feel like it's not necessary. I feel like I was also like too afraid to make changes with the face. And this is always a bad situation if you're early on and then you're too hesitant. I mean, earlier, someone said that, especially when coming from a CAD program, that you plan like too much ahead. And yeah, this can be like a big problem because if you plan too much, you also worry too much, and then you're kind of not progressing. You actually end up not doing anything. And that's very sad because then you're back, maybe then you actually stop yourself from working. And you never make it to this kind of playful state of just exploring. Because part of it is committing to stuff, right? And if you don't commit, you're like always just trying, pushing and pulling. Kind of like the idea of maybe, you know, not doing anything here with the eyes. Maybe later with textures and a paint or something, but maybe focus on the rest of the helmet and get like more crazier on our way up and leave this whole eye area quite clean design-wise. always trying to like zoom out in between, because again, get quite lost working on like some details. Maybe spend 10 minutes on it and then you zoom out and it doesn't work. Classic. Whew. I mean, that's how fast 1.5 hours go by. I'm far from being done, but overall, like I've probably said like 10 times already, I'm really happy with this. Definitely different. And also feel like there's much more exploration to do. I feel like today was very, very ideation based. Not that much of like actual sculpting, but more about how can I make stuff work. And that was very fun. And I think I'll call it a day. I think that's a good time to stop. I'm also getting hungry. Ah. So thanks everyone for joining in, and to everyone watching it later. I hope you have a great day, and see you in my next live session on Wednesday.